You're breathing wrong. And it might be slowly robbing you of your health, your peace, and your energy. Have you ever stopped to truly think about how you breathe? Probably not. It's one of those things our bodies just do, automatically, 24/7, from the moment we're born until our last breath. It's like a built-in superpower we rarely pay attention to. But what if I told you that the way most of us breathe today, without even realizing it, is fundamentally wrong? What if this seemingly simple, involuntary action is actually a hidden culprit behind your anxiety, your persistent fatigue, those nagging headaches, or even that tightness in your neck and shoulders? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this often ignored aspect of our well-being. We'll uncover the silent signs that your breathing might be working against you, not for you, and how understanding these signals can unlock a profound shift in your physical and mental health. Welcome to Health Focus. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a whole new perspective on something you do thousands of times a day. Here are 5 signs your breathing is off, and number 4 is the one almost nobody notices, but it is dangerous. Our breath is the very foundation of life, yet for countless people, it's a foundation that's cracked, uneven, and crumbling without them ever noticing. We're taught to worry about our diets, our exercise, our sleep hygiene, but rarely, if ever, about the efficiency of our breath. This oversight has profound implications. Think about it, your body takes roughly 20,000 breaths every single day. If even a fraction of those breaths are inefficient, shallow, or just plain wrong, the cumulative stress on your system is enormous. It's like trying to drive a car with the parking brake perpetually engaged. You're burning fuel, stressing the engine, and constantly struggling to move forward, even though you might not realize why it feels so hard. The problem is that most of us adopt these less than ideal breathing patterns unconsciously, often as a response to stress, habit, or even our modern lifestyles. And these subtle shifts in how we inhale and exhale can snowball into a surprising array of health problems. We're talking about everything from heightened anxiety and a feeling of constant agitation, to chronic fatigue that no amount of sleep seems to fix, to inexplicable muscle tension and even digestive issues. The good news? Recognizing these signs is the absolute first, most crucial step towards fixing them. And when you do correct your breathing, the ripple effect across your entire well-being can be nothing short of transformative. So, how do you know if you're one of the many breathing incorrectly? Let's dive into the common indicators, some of which might surprise you. Perhaps the most prevalent and easiest sign to spot is if you're breathing primarily through your chest. Take a moment right now. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Take a normal breath. Which hand moves more? If the one on the chest moves more, then you are a chest breather. This indicates shallow, inefficient breathing. What's happening here is that you're barely engaging your diaphragm, that dome-shaped muscle located at the base of your lungs, which is actually your primary breathing muscle. When the diaphragm isn't fully engaged, your lungs can't expand completely, meaning you're taking in less oxygen with each breath. It's like trying to fill a water bottle only halfway each time. You'll need to take more sips, more often, to get the same amount of water. This shallow chest breathing also sends a subconscious signal to your brain that you're under stress or danger, triggering your fight or flight response. This can elevate your heart rate, increase blood pressure, and potentially trigger or exacerbate feelings of anxiety and panic. The ideal scenario, which signifies healthy diaphragmatic breathing, is when your belly expands outwards with each inhale, pushing your lower hand out, and gently falls back in with the exhale, while your chest remains relatively still. This allows for a much deeper, more efficient exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, calming your nervous system in the process. Another insidious sign is breathing too quickly, often referred to as hyperventilation, even if it's a subtle, chronic version of it. You might not be gasping for air in a full-blown panic attack, but if you find yourself taking rapid, frequent breaths even when you're at rest, that's a red flag. What's going on when you breathe too fast? It's not just about getting more oxygen in, it's also about carbon dioxide. Rapid breathing causes a decrease in the levels of carbon dioxide in your blood. Now, most people think CO2 is just a waste product, but it's actually crucial for regulating the pH of your blood and for oxygen delivery. When CO2 levels drop too low, your blood vessels can constrict, particularly those supplying your brain. This limits the amount of oxygen reaching your brain, which is why you might experience symptoms like dizziness, lightheadedness, and even a feeling of confusion or brain fog. You might also notice tingling sensations in your fingers and toes, or a strange feeling of shortness of breath, despite taking many breaths. This cycle can be particularly vicious, as the uncomfortable physical sensations often trigger more anxiety, leading to even faster breathing. This can be exacerbated by stress, anxiety, or simply by falling into a bad habit over time. Then there's the sneaky habit of holding your breath. This might happen consciously, For instance, when you're lifting something heavy or focusing intensely on a computer screen. But more often, it happens unconsciously. You might forget to breathe for a few seconds when you're stressed, trying to concentrate on a difficult task, or even just scrolling through your phone. This habit deprives your body of a steady, consistent supply of oxygen. Imagine trying to run a marathon by holding your breath every few minutes. Your muscles would scream, and your energy would plummet. The same thing happens internally. When you repeatedly hold your breath, even for short periods, it can trigger anxiety, lead to tension headaches as blood vessels react to fluctuating oxygen levels, and contribute significantly to overall fatigue. It's like constantly hitting pause on your body's vital oxygen delivery system. Most people ignore what I'm about to show you next, but this one could explain why you always feel tired. That is, mouth breathing. This is another major red flag, especially if it's your default, even when your nose isn't blocked. Our noses are incredibly sophisticated air conditioners and filters for our lungs. When you breathe through your nose, the air is warmed, humidified, and filtered of dust, allergens, and pathogens before it reaches your delicate lung tissue. Your nose also produces nitric oxide, a gas that helps widen blood vessels, improving oxygen absorption. When you bypass this crucial system by consistently breathing through your mouth, you miss out on all these benefits. Mouth breathing can lead to a chronically dry mouth and sore throats, increase your susceptibility to respiratory infections because the air isn't filtered, and even contribute to significant dental problems like cavities and gum disease due to the lack of saliva. Furthermore, it's often linked to poor sleep quality, snoring, and even sleep apnea, meaning you're not getting the restorative sleep your body desperately needs. If you wake up with a dry mouth every morning, or frequently find yourself breathing through your mouth during the day, it's a sign your breathing pattern needs attention. Next up, let's talk about posture. Your posture isn't just about looking confident, it profoundly impacts your ability to breathe correctly. Think about it: if you have rounded shoulders, a hunched upper back, or your head is constantly jutting forward, what happens to your chest cavity? It collapses. This restricts the natural movement of your diaphragm and the expansion of your lungs. Try it right now: slouch over, really hunch your shoulders forward, and then try to take a deep breath. Now, sit or stand tall, shoulders back and down, chest open, and try to take another deep breath. Feel the difference? When your posture is poor, your diaphragm can't descend fully, making efficient, deep breathing extremely difficult. You're essentially forcing your lungs to work in a cramped, confined space. What's interesting is that this relationship is a two-way street. Poor posture hinders proper breathing, but inefficient breathing can also contribute to poor posture. When you're a shallow chest breather, you might unconsciously slump forward as your body struggles to find space for expansion, perpetuating the cycle. Finally, let's consider a constellation of persistent physical symptoms that, while seemingly unrelated, can often be traced back to improper breathing. If you experience chronic fatigue that just won't quit, despite getting enough sleep, it could be your body signaling that it's not getting adequate oxygen or that its nervous system is constantly on edge due to shallow breathing. Frequent headaches, especially tension headaches, can also be a symptom. Remember how low CO2 levels can constrict blood vessels? That includes those in your brain. Muscle tension, particularly in your neck, shoulders, and upper back, is another common complaint. When your diaphragm isn't working, your accessory breathing muscles, those in your neck and shoulders, step in to help, becoming overworked and chronically tight. Sleep disturbances, beyond just snoring from mouth breathing, can also be linked. An overactive nervous system from chronic shallow breathing makes it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Even digestive problems, like bloating or IBS symptoms, can sometimes be connected. The diaphragm doesn't just help you breathe, its movement also acts as a gentle massage for your internal organs, aiding digestion. When it's not moving correctly, your gut can suffer. These symptoms can be subtle, easily overlooked, or attributed to other causes, but addressing your breathing as a potential root cause can offer significant, sometimes dramatic, relief. So, what do you do if you recognize some of these signs in yourself? The good news is that unlike many complex health issues, improving your breathing is often within your control and doesn't require expensive equipment or complicated procedures. The first step, and arguably the most important, is simply to pay attention. Become more aware of your breathing habits throughout your day. Notice when you're chest breathing, when you're holding your breath, or when your mouth is open. This conscious awareness is the foundation for change. From there, simple, consistent practices can make a world of difference. Start with mindful breathing exercises, just 5 minutes a day, focusing on slow, gentle inhales and exhales, noticing the rise and fall of your belly. Practice diaphragmatic breathing techniques. There are many simple tutorials available online to retrain your primary breathing muscle. And don't underestimate the power of posture correction. Regularly checking in with your body, rolling your shoulders back and down, and lifting your chest can open up your breathing pathways. These steps, while seemingly small, can lead to significantly improved breathing patterns, a calmer nervous system, increased energy, and a profound improvement in your overall health and well-being. It's an investment in yourself that costs nothing but a little time and awareness, and the returns are priceless. If you're ready to take control of your breath and boost your well-being, like and subscribe to watch our next video, where we dive into practical exercises you can start today.